This is about judicial activism. And first coined in the US, it arrived in India in a few decades ago, and now this is a hot topic in India. So today, this 15, 16 people we will be talking together upon this judicial activism, whether it's good and healthy for our democracy or not, or it's bad. So, and the motion proposed by this house, by this club, is against judicial activism. We believe that judicial activism is not worth, especially in India, talking in the case of India, and judicial activism tends to destroy the very culture of democracy. So, I would ask everyone to first, before we start, tell your sides so that we would be clear who is going to speak which side. And I hope that we will see a good level of academic points and arguments and not shallow ones. So guys, can you all please tell me
I am against the motion, Shivans.
okay, against Gaurav? Come on, guys, friends.
I'm
Uh,
also in
Please.
against the motion.
Okay, Prerna is
I'm
against the
also against
motion.
the motion, Shivans.
Abhinav is also against the motion. I think nobody to support the motion.
no, I am in favor of motion.
Okay, Saurabh is in favor of motion. So is it Saurabh versus all, or anybody else is in favor of the motion?
Now this time I am also in favor of the motion.
Okay, Aditya also favors the motion. So it's now Aditya and Saurabh. On the other hand, Gaurav, Prerna,
Opposed
Abhinav.
motion.
Okay, Swapnil will oppose the motion. Fine. And what about others? There are few people who have come for the first time, I guess. Like it's, if I talk to Ekta Sharma, Simran, it's not compulsory to speak. You can be as audience also. So you can hear, no problem. Ravindra, would you not be speaking today?
I will speak sometime later.
ओके सो व्हाट वुड योर साइड बी? अच्छा, मुझे लगता है कुछ लोग तमाम लोगों को सुनने के बाद अपनी साइड डिसाइड करते हैं कि उन्हें किस में बोलना है.
Yeah, absolutely.
कौन सा ज्यादा कन्विंसिंग है, यही केस है क्या तुम्हारा? ओके ओके फाइन, ठीक है. सो टू स्टार्ट, लाइक what I have read and found about judicial activism is, if I say in supporting the motion, like to oppose it, which the motion does. So there is a point that if the legislature or the executive is not functioning properly, it was for the people to correct the defeats by exercising their franchise properly. Like the people should not go and vote for the same body, same government in the next elections. The people have to react, and they have sufficient powers. They have got the sufficient powers to react against anything, any injustice being done by them, or if the government is not fulfilling its responsibilities properly. What is the need for the judiciary to jump in? So for this we have organized this debate to clarify whether judicial activism is good or not, whether Supreme Court or such bodies should jump in the executive and legislative exercises in our country or not. So guys, let's start without any delay. I would like any person to voluntarily start for supporting the motion, and then someone to oppose it. So from Saurabh or Aditya, anybody would like to start it?
Okay, let me start.
Sure, Saurabh, you start. So it's like you have 3 minutes, everybody, and you will be told when you have, I think, 30 seconds in your hand. So I will give an alarm when you have 30 seconds left. Fine, Saurabh. Please utilize your
Uh,
3 minutes to the full.
Hi everyone. Myself, Saurabh Ranjan, and I will be speaking in favor of the motion. Yes, judicial activism is against the essence of democracy. In India, we see this judicial activism is relatively a new term. In 1980s, we have just literally borrowed it from the US Constitution. When we compare the Indian Constitution with the US Constitution, we find a very big difference. In USA, we see there is a judicial supremacy. But in India, we believe in the separation of power. We believe in checks and balances. So by adopting this judicial activism from the judicial supremacy that is in USA, this is not against, this is against the democracy and against the Indian Constitution as well. In Indian Constitution, we have separation of power between the three organs of government, namely legislative, executive, and judicial. But this judicial activism, which also comprises the public interest litigation, through this public interest litigation, what we have been observing that if someone has any problem against the government, suppose government is undertaking any works, for instance, if government is constructing a roads, people will go to people not advocate will file an PIL against the developmental project and try to just impede, derail the developmental project. And unless the Supreme Court pronounce its verdicts on the PIL, government can't go ahead with the project. So this has become a judicial adventurism, which Supreme Court has also agreed in 2007. So judicial activism is not in favor of the democracy, as judiciary is not elected by the people. We elect our representatives. All those MPs which sits in the parliament are elected by the people. They should be the entitled to frame any laws. Instead, if we are providing judicial supremacy, rather I would advocate the means parliamentary sovereignty, because it is the rule by the people, for the people, and to the people. So judicial activism is against the essence of democracy. And another point, just I would like to add in Sivan's point, as you have said that government, if anyone has problem with the functioning of government, he can protest, he can just cast the government out in the next election. There are other means of protest also. What is the need of judiciary to come up and overtake the government roles? So judges should not function as a government and let government do their own job, and judges should refrain from its interfering in government functioning. Thank you.
Perfect, Saurabh. Thank you. Thank you for so many good points from your side. I think that was enough to support the motion and to start a good debate for today. I hope Divya, our judge, has noticed you and she must have something to say.
Yes, I have. Today he was thoda sa confused. He was not proper with his points, and then confidence went little low when I declared the timing. So the only thing I want to tell everybody, ki when you are getting the time, so don't get demotivated or don't keep your morale down. Keep continuing. It's like not with the. It's just to keep you time bounded. We are putting the time. So don't stop yourself. If you want to stop, stop it like in a proper punctuation. In the middle, don't stop. That will create deliberation problem. And be enthusiastic again. That's all.
Okay, Divya, and what about the positives?
Positives, I always told him he is very good with the points. His points are really very good. Like it is a good start to anything. Like people get idea what to speak, how to speak. So it's the positive always.
Okay, and one more positive I can see is the courage to start, to be the first speaker.
That is the thing.
Well, thank you, Divya. Thank you. Be ready with your stopwatch. To welcome next, I would like to invite some student, some participant who would be making points against the points of Saurabh and the motion. Anybody from Gaurav, Prerna, Abhinav, or anybody else? Okay, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Yes, you may go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Myself, Gaurav Raj. I'm here to speak against the motion. So, judicial activism, as said by Saurabh and Shivans also, a philosophy that courts going beyond the applicable law to consider broader societal implication of those laws. So, let me give you two examples.
During early 1970s, when Indira Gandhi was in power, she had amended the constitution not a single time but many times according to her personal advantage. And in 2020, when farm laws was being placed in parliament, it was passed with voice voting without having any ample discussion on that in the temple of democracy. In the first case, Supreme Court intervened and gave a landmark judgment in 1973 in Keshwanand Bharti versus Union of India that Parliament cannot disturb the basic structure of the Constitution. And in second example, Supreme Court intervened and ordered to stay on the law. Farm law are good or bad? I'm not going to talk about that, but I will talk about proceeding of the law in legislature, where democracy of our country resides. If you are saying these activities of courts are judicial activism, then tell me, is amending the constitution as per the leader convenience support the essence of democracy? Or tell me, passing any bill in the parliament without having any ample debates or discussion, without knowing perspective of parliament, where every ethnic group and community is being represented by their MPs, is protecting the essence of democracy? No, I would say that judicial activism is not against the essence of democracy. Rather, it provides a system of checks and balance to the government. It provides insight of the issue, and many a times it checks the misuse of the power. As Saurav said, that intervention of courts itself is against the essence of democracy, as it violates separation of functions. Then I want to remind that Article 142 of Indian Constitution, which states that apex court in the exercise of its jurisdiction makes such order which is necessary for doing complete justice, upholding citizen rights, and implementing constitutional principles. Friends, we should accept that decreasing quality of the deliberation in the parliament over the time has enhanced the judiciary intervention. Recently, in an interview, Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana has said that ambiguities and gaps in the laws passed without notice, without any deliberation, without any ample discussions in legislature is not good for our democracy. It is the lack of notice and deliberation. It is the lack of discussions of bills which create burden on persons and often affect fundamental rights. And so judiciary has to intervene to enforce the spirit of constitution. So lastly, I will call that judicial activism is not against the essence of democracy, especially when temple of democracy itself not maintaining the essence of democracy. Thank you.
Well said, Gaurav. I think lots of arguments you put against Saurabh, and I think there is high need that Saurabh, would you like to answer any of the counters given by Gaurav? I think he has nailed it.
I will little he said that the basic one the Supreme Court has performed, but Supreme Court what Supreme Court is also not infallible. So Supreme Court has not
Saurabh, there is some network related problem.
Am I audible?
Network related problem. Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, then shall I have to start from beginning?
Yes, we couldn't hear anything.
Okay, see.
Wait.
What happened, Rashmi?
जब स्टार्टिंग से ही करना है तो मैं रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर लूं फिर करो.
Okay, it's not the starting, it's just the starting of his statement. Saurabh, you go on.
Okay, Gaurav talk about the basic structure of the Constitution. In case one and Bharti case, the Honorable Supreme Court has propounded some basic structure of the Constitution and said that the Parliament cannot amend the basic structure of the Constitution. But still, we don't know what constitutes the basic structure of the Constitution. Day by day, Supreme Court comes up with new basic structure of the Constitution. This is nothing but sort of judicial activism. We still don't know what constitutes basic structure of the Constitution, and neither Supreme Court has cleared it. Supreme Court has left upon to itself that whether this constitutes the basic structure of the Constitution or not. So I think this basic structure of the Constitution is itself a mockery to the separation of power.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
can I
okay.
counter?
Gaurav. Well, there are less participants today, so yes, you can.
So as Saurabh, you told that about the basic structure. So I would like tell you that the intervention of Supreme Court on that time was very good. And as you are telling that means our whatever whatever told by the government in the basic structure is not working properly. So I would like tell you that the basic structure was very important thing, and by the help of basic structure, now the parliament cannot present their dictatorship. So basic structure is very important.
Means through pronouncement of the basic structure, judiciary can go for dictatorship. You would like to say this?
See, one point. I have one reservation.
Yeah,
May I
no,
speak?
Aditya, not one point, but I will request you to go for whole 3 minutes and summarize all the counters and favor arguments, because it's you who would be supporting the motion, so it's your chance now.
Okay, all right. So, good
Yeah,
evening to everyone.
you got 3 minutes.
Yes, good evening to everyone.
Aditya, sorry for intervention. I think one thing left. Divya,
Yes.
yeah, please. Gaurav. I mean,
Ah.
Gaurav has spoken. So
Yeah.
anything positive, anything negative? We'd like to
The
hear.
positive was it was a very, very good opponent. I must say, like, this was very good. The way he spoke, it was very good. The way he like rebuted the person who was in favor. Second, the confidence was also good. Everything was good, and negative was some of the pronunciations. So that is need to be checked. Otherwise, it was good. It was a better. It was a very good start between Saurav and Gaurav. So, yes, that's all for
Okay,
this.
so our debate has got a good starting. That's good.
Huh.
Okay, Aditya, please.
Okay, all right. Good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to say that I will be speaking in the favor of the motion. So very well said by the speakers who have said just before. So I will start my points with a few counterpoints as said by Gaurav and all. So talking about the Keswanand Bharti case particularly, very well said by Saurabh Ranjan that at their basic structure was propounded. But today, when it is of 10th of October 2021, till now there is no fixed basic structure. So it's very well said by Saurabh that it's mockery at all. It's all right, fine. Now I will come to my point that see, there is a very narrow line. There is a very narrow line between judicial activism and judicial overreach. See, judicial activism is up to an mark, it's all fine. But when it becomes judicial overreach, then it's became very hazardous for a spirit, or we can say for a true democracy. If in case if we talk about India, then again it also diminishes the chances of proper functioning of the legislative as well as executive as well. And we know that these two are also very important pillars of government. And again, the power of then again there is a very important spirit of democracy, that is separation of powers. Again, it get diminished by this judicial activism. Then again, if something is there that that is wrong or right, again there is an election. Election happens in a democracy after 5 years. People have chance, people have right to protest, people have right to go against any law through constitutional measures. But I think that various times Supreme Court has also ruled or made very heavy statements, like say for an example in the Central Vista project, some PIL were filed against the government. At their Supreme Court remarked a very crucial point over that entitled that government is entitled to commit errors or achieve success, but it's not right to interfere in the working of the government. Government may fail, government may achieve success, but it should be left to the government that it should work very smoothly. And after all, if judicial review will be there, and again, what will happen is that there will be tyranny of unelected in a democracy. I believe that yes, in a democracy, people should rule, and parliament, I mean, I refer to people, people should be supreme, not the judiciary. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, you still have time.
Shivans,
Any left opinions?
can I ask question
No,
from
I was
Aditya?
very brief. Very brief. Yes, yes, you may, if Shivan's permit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, who are supporting the judicial activism. So I would like to ask a question from you, Aditya, that as today we are saying the Lakhimpur Kheri incident. So if the BJP government is favoring the minister, Union Minister Ajay Kumar Mishra, and what you see, if there is important the is there is important to just interfere the judiciary in this matter or not? Means if
See, judicial activism and judicial process and courts, these all are different. I mean that again, the time will take time. Remark it. The time will take time, but again, due process is there. That one will approach. There will be one plaintiff and one defendant will be. I am going to the terms of laws because I have a bit interest in all that. So there will be defendant and there will be plaintiff. They will approach to the courts. Then the process will be going on there. Again, I'm not supporting that. That again, that there should be no judicial activity at all, because what my point is that there is due process and one may go through that. This is my point. This is my clear point.
I hope it's getting more and more heat now. Saurabh shared Saurabh, Gaurav, and Aditya points, and more or less we are getting all points. But I would like to ask a question to both Saurabh and Aditya, because they are participants. So we are like combining kind of round one and round two. So we are going in this space only today. I would like to ask Aditya and Saurabh, who are supporting the motion, or if anybody else in the house is supporting the motion, that whether this can create a divide, like suppose sometimes court on the violations of rights, it remarks or it makes statements very critical of the government, and it cannot obviously make remarks from it herself from herself to on all the issues. So there'll be issues left. So like it is criticizing one government more and it is criticizing a government less. This can also create a divide, like Supreme Court or the courts are taking sides, because I have seen that many a times the court has criticized a particular government more in comparison to others.
Shivans, can you articulate your question once again? I couldn't get it.
I'm just saying judicial activism is not only at the center level but also at the state level. So my point is that it's my personal point that I have seen that courts have criticized some particular governments more than the others.
See, one point I want to make a very clear cut point over here, that judicial activism is a cradle, or we can say it's just a play of Supreme Court and High Court only, not of the subordinate court. We all should be very clear about that. That it's the play of High Court and the Supreme Court. Now, what you are saying, that I couldn't get it, but just I want to clear that it's play of High Court and Supreme Court, not of the subordinate court.
Okay, I think I was not clear with my question. Actually, it was about okay, we have all the
No,
time
Shivans,
around.
one thing also,
Shivans.
as you have said,
Yes, Gaurav, you continue.
okay. And as you have said that Supreme Court or a High Court are particularly strict with some government and less strict with any other government. I would say that if we go about the history of Indian till after 1947, we have seen such a history of Supreme Court that when there are any weak government, you can say that collaborating government of many parties, then we have seen that Supreme Court is rather showing itself a more strong. They are criticizing the government more, and if we are
Yes, Gaurav,
talking about
actually,
any majority
Gaurav, it
government,
is
then we are saying that
here right. It's actually that
Gaurav,
when strong governments comes, then the powers and the activism of judiciary goes down, and when there is a coalition and a weak government, then the activism of judiciary actually increases. So that was particularly my question. Thank you for supporting.
Gaurav, yes, as Shivans told, you hit at right time. The Gaurav, it is not the example of India after 1970s or whatever time you are telling. It is the situation of whole the world that when a particular government become weak, then Supreme Court becomes strong. It is just a reality of the whole world, not for the example for the India.
Abhinav, you had something to say? Yes, rightly pointed, Swapnil.
You all pointed very rightly, and what I wanted to say, you Gaurav just pointed it. So that's what. But here I have a point that it's not the case every time, because we have seen several times when landmark judgments have been given and various laws which have been passed with majority has been nullified by Supreme Court. So it's not every time. It's not the case every time.
Yes, Avinav, you are right.
Okay.
But I mean, I think Shivans is asking in a generalized way, and I think in the generalized way, it is the right thing that Supreme Court is showing itself
Okay.
strong.
And also in the case of Supreme Court and in the case of High Court, I meant that let's take the example of Bihar and let's say some other state. So in some other state, the High Court is not that active in judicial. Like judicial activism would not be shown evenly in all the parts of India and all the courts of India. Some court and some judge may be highly active in this category, and some state court is not that active. Let's say so. That can create a mess. Like people in that state would think that our government is more is worse. Like I see in Uttar Pradesh or Bihar recently, there was so much news from, but in other state it was not like that. So we think that okay, our government is not doing the works properly, and there's all in other states it is good. Anyways, let's put it to
Okay, I would like to I have some reservation. Okay, see, Shivans, you are in this point, you are absolutely right. In UP government, we are seeing that judiciary is showing over-activism. Judiciary is encroaching the functioning of the government. And this has been pointed by the High Court, Supreme Court also. Supreme Court has, in just few, there was a case I couldn't recollect, but Supreme Court has asked the High Court to refrain from excesses of power. Because High Court has ordered something which was almost not possible for the state to implement. So Supreme Court
Yes, Saurabh, I got that case. That particular case was that High Court directed the UP government to put lockdown and curfews in some districts, and then the Solicitor General, advocate, with the help of Advocate General, then UP government presented him in the Supreme Court, and at there the government got a positive reaction from Supreme Court, and that was the case you are mentioning it.
Right, absolutely, that was the case.
Okay. Thank you for much of the information. Well, I think it would be very heated round 2. So let's not wait. Let's not make delay. Let's proceed. हाँ सुरेंद्र।
शिवांश, हमको अभी बोलना है। हाँ, हमको अभी बोलना है। हम एक्चुअली मतलब पहली बार तो आज मतलब एकदम बिल्कुल मतलब इस टॉपिक के ऊपर बोलने के लिए मतलब अरे तैयार नहीं थे, लेकिन फिर हाँ तो पहले हम मतलब डिस्क्लेमर मतलब यहाँ पे दे देना चाहते हैं कि हमको इस टॉपिक के बारे में ज़्यादा मतलब इसके ऊपर हमने अभी रिसर्च नहीं किया है, लेकिन चूंकि यहाँ पे आए तो समझ में आ रहा है तो हम
ओके सुरेंद्र, इन दैट केस पहले किसी से पूछ लेते हैं जिन्होंने रिसर्च किया हो।
नहीं तो हमारा 2-3 पॉइंट है सुनने के बाद।
ओके ठीक है चलिए आपके 3 मिनट्स का काउंटडाउन शुरू करते हैं। यस
हाँ तो नमस्कार, हमारा नाम मतलब आदित्य है और शुरू करते हैं। तो न्यायिक सक्रियता आज का टॉपिक है। न्यायिक सक्रियता, अच्छा अगर हम अपने देश में अगर देखें तो डेमोक्रेसी है और लोकतंत्र है, और कक्षा 6 से हम लोग एक चीज पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द पीपल फॉर द पीपल बाय द पीपल। ठीक है, तो हम आम जनता अगर आम जनमानस में अगर हम देखें तो कोई भी काम अगर विधायिका के द्वारा अगर अच्छा नहीं होता है तो आमतौर पे लोग सही में उन लोगों को गाली देते हैं। ठीक है, और कार्यपालिका के साथ भी ऐसा ही होता है कि लोग उनको लिटरली गाली दे देते हैं। लेकिन जब न्यायपालिका का अगर कुछ ऐसा काम मतलब अगर रहता है कि वो लोग अच्छा उन लोग का अगर जजमेंट अगर नहीं है, तो अगर लोगों का पोल अगर उनके साथ में अगर नहीं है तो ये लोग अपने लिए एक बहुत ही अच्छा चीज ला है, एक अच्छे शब्द है मतलब अरे कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट वगैरह ऐसा। सर हमको ऐसा लगता है कि ये अच्छी चीज है, ये जो आज का टॉपिक है, और ये होना भी चाहिए। जुडिशियल, हमको टॉपिक नहीं याद आ रहा है, जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म, हाँ ये बिल्कुल अच्छी चीज है और ये होना भी चाहिए। लेकिन हमको तो मतलब आजकल का सिनेरियो देख के मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि जजेस और जुडिशरी एक राजनीतिक दल के तौर पे मतलब ऐसे काम करने लगी है। अभी हमको रिसेंट मतलब यहाँ पे बहुत सारे एग्जांपल दिए गए। अभी एक एग्जांपल और हमको याद है, बंगाल पोस्ट पोल मतलब वायलेंस का। आमतौर पे हम देखते हैं कि जुडिशरी जो होती है कि स्वतः संज्ञान लेने में मतलब बहुत ही मतलब आगे रहती है, लेकिन बंगाल में पीआईएल के बाद पीआईएल मतलब डाले जा रहे हैं, लेकिन वहां पे जज लोग छुट्टियां मना रहे हैं, वहां पे कोई स्वतः संज्ञान नहीं है। ऐसे ही सीडब्ल्यूए का मतलब एक कोर्ट के हमारे संविधान के तहत सीडब्ल्यूए का कानून आया, ठीक है। तो संविधान आया, तो जब एक कोर्ट तो आप अच्छा ठीक है, आम जनता को हम मानते हैं कि सीडब्ल्यूए नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, उन लोग को ऐसा लग रहा है कि ठीक है कि इससे लोगों की नागरिकता जा रही है। कोर्ट को तो पता है ना, आप दंगे होने के बाद जब 56 लाशें गिर जाती हैं तब आपको समझ में आता है, और तब आपकी स्टेटमेंट आती है कि नहीं ये जो पूरा दंगा था, ये जो इन लोग का पूरा प्रदर्शन था, ये असंवैधानिक था, ठीक है। तो ये हमको थोड़ी सी नहीं समझ में आता है। सर आपका इंटरेस्ट किस में है? आपका इंटरेस्ट अगर मतलब दही हांडी की कितनी ऊंचाई होगी, आप इन जैसे बेहुदे कामों में अगर मतलब रहेंगे, तो सर 4 करोड़ पेंडिंग केसेस हैं इंडिया में। ये सुओ मोटो आप ले रहे हैं, आपको फिर ये देखना पड़ेगा ना कि आप या तो इसके ऊपर कुछ आप नियम लाइए, या फिर मतलब हमको नहीं पता हमको, लेकिन आप कुछ तो करिए ना इसके ऊपर, कि आप एक जगह तो आप ला रहे, एक जगह नहीं। सुओ मोटो की हम बात करते हैं, अभी मतलब रिसेंटली हुआ था कोरोना के केसेस में, कोर्ट उत्तर प्रदेश में स्वतः संज्ञान लेके कांवड़ यात्रा के ऊपर रोक लगाती है, ठीक है। बाद में फिर उसके ऊपर यूपी गवर्नमेंट मतलब अपना भी रोक लगाती है। सेम जब बकरीद आता है तो अरे केरला में सेम न्यायपालिका ने कोई काम नहीं किया और वहां पे केसेस मतलब बढ़ने लगे। तो ये आपका डुअल नेचर, चाहे वो बीजेपी सरकार हो, चाहे जो सरकार हो, आपका ये डुअल नेचर आता है। तो इससे अगर हमारे हिसाब आप एक बार जनता के बीच में अगर आप एक पोल रखवा लेंगे ना, तो सर जुडिशरी के मतलब अगर निष्पक्षता अगर देखी जाए, तो शायद बहुत लोग ऐसे भी हो गए हैं आज जो उनके ऊपर उनका जो है कि विश्वास इसके ऊपर से हल्का फुल्का डिग रहा है, और अच्छे खासे डिग रहा है। हाँ अगर ये होता है कि लोग, क्योंकि एक अंतिम ये है कि हम लोग के डेमोक्रेसी में जुडिशरी एक अंतिम हुआ है, उसके बाद कुछ होता ही नहीं है, तो फिर मजबूरन में हम लोग को उसके ऊपर नहीं अच्छा है, उसका निर्णय जो है कि सर्वमान रहेगा ऐसा वैसा। लेकिन सर 4 करोड़ पेंडिंग केस है, और आप पीआईएल सुनेंगे कि दही हांडी की ऊंचाई क्या होनी चाहिए। सर ये थोड़ी सी बहुत ही बेकार लगता है। और फिर कंटेम्प्ट वगैरह ये सब, तो सर अगर डेमोक्रेसी है तो सर आपको अपनी भी जो खराब चीजें उसके बारे में आप सुनिए, ये इस ऐसा सुरक्षा कवच मतलब ऐसा आप मत तैयार कर लीजिए। थैंक यू, हमारा ये था आज।
ओके, धन्यवाद आदित्य, बहुत सारे अच्छे पॉइंट्स आपने दिए। और बिल्कुल सुप्रीम कोर्ट और तमाम कोर्ट्स जब जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म शो करते हैं तो कई बार पक्षपात का भी आरोप लग सकता है। जैसे इवन एक्टिविज्म में क्या, केसेस में भी लग जाता है। जैसे अभी राम मंदिर का जो केस आया, तो जब पक्ष में आता है तब लोग कहते हैं कि कोर्ट बीजेपी के साथ है, और जब जो और भी तमाम केसेस शायद आपने भी कुछ एग्जांपल्स लिए, तो उसमें जैसे आपने कहा कि शायद वो अपोजिशन का काम कर रहा है कोर्ट, ऐसा लगता है। तो वेल आई थिंक राउंड 2 में बहुत सारे लोग इसका आंसर करेंगे। बट एक चीज रह गई थी, दिव्या, आदित्य और सूर्यांश दोनों का कमेंट हो जाए।
Today Aditya was little bit not clear with what he wanted to say. Brief के चक्कर में उन्होंने थोड़ा ज्यादा ही brief कर दिया वो चीज, तो he was very concise with the topic. और and positive was he was very, the point he took out was very good. मतलब अच्छा टक्कर था, लेकिन थोड़ा ज्यादा ही brief हो गए वो, कि उन्होंने थोड़े से में बहुत बताने की कोशिश की, बट वो बहुत आया नहीं बाहर। तो and positive, he was very good with the point, very good with deliberation. And second, this Aditya, right? It's Suryansh or Aditya?
Okay, let's say Suryansh.
Okay, fine, Suryansh. And first, when he started, he was not knowing the topic. That was literally the like minus point for him, because when you start, you know the context, but you don't know the topic. That was a very minus thing. So and his statement was like, "मुझे topic याद नहीं आ रहा है." वो that was very much like minus point him. And with the beginning, he was not very much बहुत ज्यादा फास्ट थे, तो व्हाट ही वांटेड टू कन्वे आया, लेकिन ऐसा उतना मैटर नहीं करा. तो नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन यू स्पीक, बी स्लो एंड बी वेरी मच topic conscious, please. That's all. And positive, he was good, like he got good points, but then it was minus when he don't know the topic, when he was very fast, so the matter didn't come to me. That's all.
ठीक है, गॉट इट दिव्या. आई थिंक ये रिमार्क्स सबको हेल्प करेंगे और इसीलिए ये रखा हुआ है, बिकॉज आवर पर्पस इज नॉट टू मतलब लास्ट में एक कंक्लूजन ड्रॉ करना और फाइनलाइज करना कि क्या सही है और क्या गलत है, ये कहीं नहीं है. सबसे पहला प्रायर मकसद यही है कि वी ऑल इम्प्रूव, और नेक्स्ट टाइम जब हम लोग मिलें तो कुछ सुधार हो. एंड या सूर्यांश का जो एज सेड दिव्या, उसका हीट बिल्कुल अप टू द मार्क है जितना डिबेट में होना चाहिए, बट पॉइंट्स तो जैसे जैसे टॉपिक पता रहेगा तो शायद और अच्छा आएगा. आई थिंक कोई बच्चा है जो अभिनव यू लेफ्ट.
Yes, Shivansh.
Okay.
Shall I speak?
Sure. Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Actually, first of all, I want to clarify that the judicial activism and judicial overreach, which, as mentioned by Aditya, these two terms are having very broad connotation. The first, judicial activism, is a positive concept. It's a progressive concept, whereas judicial overreach is a negative in itself. It's a claim by authoritative state. It's not by people's right. So now you all know that I'm against this motion. So let me put some points here in favor of my stand. So first point is that what is the sole purpose of democracy? We all are talking about democracy. What is its sole purpose? The sole purpose is people's right. It should be protected. A state is not an natural creation. It is an arbitrary creation. And if it is arbitrary creation, we have put our sovereignty under the state, so it should protect us. And if it is not, we have established judiciary. That is by this whole structure of democracy. So the sole purpose is protection of civil rights, people's rights. The second one is when we see this judicial activism, the instance comes when there is a gap left out by executive and legislative. We see in several cases, whether it is in Delhi, government is not very much concerned about pollution, increasing pollution and other hazards, or whether we see it in case of Vishakha, like Vishakha Act provision, which even it is the very positive point of judicial activism. For 17 years, this provision formulated by judiciary, Supreme Court, has been implemented for 17 years, and there has been no act for whole 17 years. So it's a very, very positive thing for this judicial activism. Now we see the separation of powers. It is a theoretical concept, and when it comes to practical, it may have some conflicts. And as I said, that sole purpose is people's rights. So to save the people's right, it is only judiciary which has the authority to save. Its state is always authoritative. Its state will try to cover up the people's right. It will snatch people's right. So it is only the judiciary which comes to safeguard people's rights, and that's what it's doing. We see in several cases, like just instance in Lakhimpur, what Supreme Court did. There was time lag in the implementation of powers by executive due to several things. So Supreme Court did, and it rebuked the executive. There it did. There are several examples. I would not take all the names, but I would lastly sum up it with that India's constitution has developed within a conflict way, as we all see conflict within Supreme Court and executive and the government. So it's a maturity of democracy, and here judicial activism is very important concept. It should be there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abhinav. Perfectly on time. Not exceeding, not limiting, perfectly on time. And lots of good points, Abhinav. I think it was performance better than the last few performances. What say Divya? Okay, I think she's not listening.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, so
Let's hear to Prerna first, and
Hello.
then let's take combined remarks. Yes, Deva. Let's hear to Prerna first, and then we'll
Okay,
take
okay.
combined remarks. Yeah,
okay,
Prerna, you're
Shivans, I
next.
have a request. I have a request. See, before Prerna speaks, I have a quick counter point to Abhinav.
Me too as well.
Okay, you are the only one who said in the chat box to complete this round as soon as possible.
Okay, then
Fine.
complete. I will later counter.
Okay, yes. Plus, but keep it noted. Like you don't forget it. Okay, Prerna, it's your 3 minutes.
Okay, so hello everyone. As everyone has pointed about the given topic in a very, precise manner, but I just want to say and counter the others who have spoken in the favor of the motion, is that we need to understand that we should not have one size fit all approach. Like you all were comparing different courts and the judgments which are given by different persons. So we need to understand that everyone is unique and they have their own, views. They have own their personal ideas, so they can give different judgments. And the next thing is that, like, we are comparing India with United States. So even in the comparative politics, we cannot compare two system. There the electoral mechanism is entirely different from India, and still in India people are not that mature, because we need actually we see that in India people don't cast their vote, they actually vote their caste. So this is the level of electoral participation in India. So we cannot say that people come themselves and then they can take action, or whatever the government is doing, the malpractices which is committed by the government. So there has to be some protector, and that is the role of judiciary. As everyone is pointing out about that there is a very narrow line difference between judicial activism, review, and judicial overreach. Okay, so I just want to quote some examples. Like let's take an example of that Section 66A of IT Act. What happened there? Maharashtra government, when Bal Thackeray died, then they have just, in order to pay homage, they have declared a bandh. Now a student, she has just posted on her blog that, of course, we respect our leader, but this is not a way to pay homage. And what happened? They just arrested her and one of her friend who has actually liked her comment. And the next thing is like Begari. Still, it was prevalent in states like Chhattisgarh, Bihar, and nobody is taking, suo moto conscience or whatever we call it. Nobody is there. Even people are not aware. So in that case, judicial activism plays a very productive role. A very judges has to play a very proactive role in order to ensure that the other two organs of the government, especially specifically the legislature and the executive, so that they cannot reach, they cannot cross their constitutional barriers and their limits. So this is what I want to mention. I want to highlight on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prerna. I think you said sufficient. Let's hear Divya. Divya,
Yes.
Abhinav, and Prerna, combined remarks.
So Abhinav was little less confident when he started, but then he got a confidence of speaking such good points. So that was all over covered up. But the next time when you speak, please be little confident and little more enthusiastic. Like here, it was like आप बोल रहे हो, आपके सामने कोई है, आप उनको सब बात बता रहे हो. But this you have to debate here. ठीक है? So this was for Abhinav, and positive voice. His point was very good and his deliberation was good. So this was his, and Prerna was overall very good. No negative. It was just like she has to be more like as in a debater, less than making it a speech. That's all.
Fine. Thank you, Divya. And thank you all the persons who spoke. You all spoke really good. This is time to fight now. I think
Shivam, Shivam, I
is
want
there
to
anyone who
Shivam, I want to give some little argue.
hello, Ravindra? Yes.
Yes,
You want to use your 3 minutes?
yes. May it will be 2 minutes only.
Okay. Fine. Fine.
My myself Ravindra, and
Right.
I want to give in the against the motion. Judicial activism is not very much curtail the principle of democracy and separation of power, etc. It is just to give a judicial activism is a direction of government working, because in our democracy, peoples are not very much aware about their issues like environmental issues, scientific issues, and modern technologies, and many other issues that uh, uneducated and illiterate persons are not very much aware that issues, so they cast their own interest like caste or many other uh, money and liquor or this type of things. They vote, cast their vote, and someone say they cast for their caste, they cast vote for their caste. So uh, if judiciary is very active on these issues, they will give take some so motto to they protect their rights. Like I want to give an example of environmental issue in Delhi. So the peoples are not very much aware or not very are interested to file for the environmental pollution issues. So Supreme Court give some direction to the pollution control board to take some measures to control pollution. It will in future it will threat to the right to life under Article 21. So the Supreme Court will always identify our issues and give some direction to the government. So judicial activism is very helpful to strengthen the democracy and true essence of to protect the true essence of democracy. And when the judicial activism reaches to the judicial overreach, then it will be the harmful for the democracy. So the Supreme Court only have right to give direction to the executive or legislature to make some laws, but not made some laws in on behalf of Supreme Court on his behalf. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Thank you, Ravindra. And yes, you rightly countered one point that we were talking that people have got the power to elect whoever they want and to suspend the power of the government, which they do not want to. Uh, I mean, which is not fulfilling the responsibilities correctly. So they will not give them the vote in the next elections. But you rightly pointed out that how the voting is conducted in our country, in a country like India, how it is bought uh, in cost of some uh, cash or drinks, as you said. So if the voting is not proper, there has to be some safeguard who will take care. Anyways, let's discuss about all these things in this round two. Let's start the round two. Let's start an open discussion. And I would like anybody to raise a question or point. I think Saurabh and Aditya, you had questions to ask to Abhinav. Let's start by those.
Yes, first of all, I have a question. Is judicial activism or judicial review or judicial overreach, whatever you may call or one may call, I have just a single question. What are your remarks? Now it's second round. What is the remark of this house on that National Judicial Appointments Commission that was 99th constitutional amendment, and that was declared nullified, or whatever we can say, that was totally rejected by Supreme Court itself. What about that? Just a single remark. I want to hear from you all that what upon that. Was that correct, or what it's a very simple question about that. Is that part of judicial review? Is that was fulfilling the spirit of democracy, that the judges will be appointed by judicial by collegium system only? There should not be a judicial appointment commission.
Aditya, actually, you are saying that just declare whether the judgment was right or wrong. There
No,
may
no,
be
no.
favors
I
and oppose. So actually,
no. See,
but I
just
want to say
Abhinav,
my
Abhinav,
point. Yeah,
Abhinav,
I got your point.
just I'm clarifying my question. My question is that was that in the spirit of democracy, that the judiciary itself is nullifying the judgment, the rule or the regulation which is being made by the parliament? Was that the case? That it was in the spirit of democracy? If it is, then please satisfy me with any of the argument.
But how is it related to judicial activism, the topic for today?
Actually, I think if it
Yes,
is the
Shivans, yes.
matter, there is need to go deep inside the point wise, and each and every point should be scrutinized. Then only we can conclude something. Because even a single bit of clause or article there may contradict. But one point I want to say, in my opinion, actually, was it related to directly means excluding executive from the appointments of from judicial appointments?
See,
Am I right?
there was 5 or 6 members, and two or three will be would have been from Supreme Courts. One would have been appointed by President, and again one would have been from the cabinet, and that probably would have been the law minister, or the minister for law and justice in India, and one legal expert within the country. So what was wrong in that? It's a very what should I say, very bad impact on Indian judiciary, particularly that they rejected that amendment that was in 2014.
Yeah, you should also know that on what basis, on what reason it was rejected. It was rejected that independence of judiciary is the sole purpose of democracy. If judiciary would not be independent, and in appointments there will be interference of there were two members of executive, so they can interfere by their votes if there can be several cases.
See,
So
again, on the other hand, we talk about check and balances. On the other hand, on the second hand, you are talking
so
that there was
you think
Again, I would like
judiciary
to know that how is it
judiciary
related to judicial
encourage?
activism?
See, Shivans, I am making that point because see, judicial activism is all about the play of High Court and Supreme Court again and again. So the judges who are claiming their self, or whatever we can say, that they are the supreme one, that whatever they will make any judgment, or they will pass any ruling, that will be very much fine on the government side, on the other side. I think I am now bit of clear to you all that how, that why they are supreme, that judicial activism or judicial review, more or less, that project that judges are more qualified, or whatever we can say, because it seems, it reflects, these concept reflects that judges are more qualified, and whatever that just I said that it's the tyranny of unelected one in a democracy. So my point is that what are your views on that it was what was it all about? Just this was my question. And yes, again, it might be not directly linked with judicial review, but it's a very blow on the side of judiciary.
Prerna wants
Yeah.
to make a point.
Yes. I just want to counter Aditya, as he has said that judges are supreme. See, there is nowhere written they are supreme, and of course they are not, because we have provisions in the directive principles of a state policy itself, that is Article 50, that simply state has the responsibility to separate the power of executive and judiciary. And we also have Article 74 and 163 that mention that judges, they cannot interfere in the advice which is given by Council of Minister to the President only. एंड द थिंग इज दैट कि जो हमारा एनजेक था, दे बेसिकली नेशनल जुडिशियल अपॉइंटमेंट कमेटी, उसमें एग्जीक्यूटिव को इन्वॉल्व नहीं करना है. दैट वाज द क्वेश्चन, एंड मेनली बिकॉज वो उनकी इंडिपेंडेंसी पर एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन हो सकता है, एंड दे आर द प्रोटेक्टर of the rights of the citizens. And merely by doing this, I do not think that this is the tyranny of, unelected. So this is what I want to say. We need to understand that.
Yeah, surely. And Aditya, when there's an intervention of executive, we have seen in during 1973s, during emergency, that A.N. Ray was became the Chief Justice of India. Why? He was the supporter of the government. And he was, but he was much less in seniority. Almost 4 judges are more senior than him, but he was being placed at the Chief Justice of India. Why? Just because he was the supporter of the government. So I think this is also one of the reason that they should be independent.
Okay, Gaurav. Now you are countering your argument yourself. See, just you have said that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, means judges are partisan. Judges have partisan role. Judges favor government also. So if you are giving power, means enough power to a judiciary, to the judges, then what would happen if they will behave tyrannically, despotic rule? And also, let me add some more points. See, in case of legislature, in case of executive, we have the option to protest. We have the options to demonstrate. We have the options to literally criticize the government. But in case of judiciary, we have no. If we will criticize the judiciary, we can be framed, we can be booked under the contempt of a court.
No. So let's first of all, as
One
you have said,
second,
judges are supreme. No, they are not supreme. Prerna has given you
Just wait.
No,
Sorry, everyone. I'm not saying that it is
One
written
point from
somewhere.
my side.
I am just saying that they are projecting themselves, or the things which we are discussing, it reflects that the judges are supreme. I am not saying that it is written somewhere. No.
Absolutely. And Aditya, I would like to add one point here. In 2007 or 17, I don't know exact date, Supreme Court has said that Supreme Court agreed that judiciary is not infallible, but judiciary is final. How we can make an unelected body as final? There should be the democracy is ruled for the people, by the people, to the people. So the people of India should be the source of the power, source of the any law.
Saurabh
Aditya,
and Aditya, by saying one point, I would like to clear you both. Has courts right to make or formulate laws? Do they encroach towards the rights of citizens? Is it? If it is not, they are not given powers. How can they perform this? And secondly, they all have there all has been clear demarcation of separation of powers of between executive, legislative, and judiciary, and there has been proper functioning. So we cannot say it's checks and balances. Excuse me.
Aditya, I want to argue your point that judges are supreme. Not judges are
No,
not.
just wait. I have said that it projects like that they are supreme. It's not written somewhere. I'm making it again clear.
Yeah, if the judges are behave like a supreme on their behalf, but if they behave like authoritarian, then we have the provision of impeachment of the Supreme Court judges in by the legislature in our.
Okay. See, how effective is this impeachment process?
Yes.
So far, So far, a judge was found found misbehaving, and Parliament failed to impeach. Even a committee which was set up, which inquired into the excess of the judge, found him guilty, but Parliament failed to impeach. So literally, judges are behaving like projecting themselves supreme, as Adit has been mentioning.
But
Needs a
judges
counter.
working in against the welfare of the people, or the curtail the true essence of democracy, then in the impeachment process are very simple.
See, talking in theoretically, it's very easy to say that there is an impeachment for president, there is an impeachment for High Court and Supreme Court judges. But what is in practicality? What is in actuality? If we should move from the theories and we should come to the practicality, and we should discuss from that vantage point or standpoint, that will be a very I think that will be a very prominent and that will be a crucial debate over here. The theories, a lot of things
Okay.
are in there in theories.
Okay,
but
so
but
summarizing
you
and
both,
getting back to the point.
yes, but you both haven't answered my question that whether Supreme Court or the courts, judiciary encroach the people's right, or do they have power to formulate laws by which they can encroach such rights? So how can they perform
Okay.
arbitrary action? It's state always that performs arbitrary actions.
No, no. See,
Acha, also,
judiciary can also frame a law, not frame a law, but he can issue a guideline. It has similar validity as a law.
See, I think Abhinav, we are very much aware of that statutes. That there is a there is a particular legal magazine. I couldn't recall it. That see, the last judgment works as a law. There is a very prominent legal magazine. If I will get that, I will put on the group whatever the rulings have been made in the past by Supreme Court or High Court, that will work as a law or as a statute. That we can say that yes, not directly but indirectly they have that role, that power. That just the thing is
But
the way to
what you are saying that the last judgment has been passed is law, must be reasonable, must have some endorsement of reasons. That it's not like that judiciary passed any law like executive and without any reason, without any proper evidences that it's
And
I'm completely saying, yeah, Gaurav.
No, no,
Actually,
I'm just saying, Aditya, as you have rightly said, Abhinav, that what is happening during judiciary when judges hear any appeal, that they are both sides, they hear both the sides. And what is the function of legislature? As I have in my content, I have told that when it is the work of the legislature to discuss, and if any bill is being presented in government, if a government want to formulate any bill, so he has to discuss. Because why? Because every ethnic group is presented in the parliament, and the same thing is judiciary doing in his court, that they are discussing on the issue, and they are hearing both the sides, and then they are making any decisions. So you are not you just not say that they are making his own decision. No, they are hearing first the both aspect of the sides, then they are making any of the decision.
see, if government is not listening or the incumbent party is not listening the other's view, then again there are chances. And yes, people have chances in a democracy. After 5 years you can remove, throw out of the regime. There is chance.
And not Aditya, not necessarily 5 years. We have elections in states. After every
Yes,
year we
yes,
have election in states. People
yes,
people
almost,
do, and people do the
That's the
same
reason,
thing.
Saurabh, there is an election in every state in every year, and all the parties are making any their laws according to the with the ease of these elections. So and in doing so, they have many times they violate fundamental rights or many of the rights of the
Okay,
citizens,
see,
and
for
so
that,
judiciary has to intervene.
right. For that, we have checks and balances. There is a judicial review, that is due process. But we are talking here about judicial activism, judicial overreach.
okay, so let me get back. Let me take you all guys back to the topic. Listening to everyone, it seems like that few people in the house have so much faith in the executive and the legislature of the country, India, that they are saying that we don't need any judicial activism, and they have less faith in the judiciary than the legislative and the executive. But we have so far from the childhood we have heard about the massive corruption in the legislative and uh, in the procedure of electing the legislatures, the people who are going to the legislation and making laws for us, and the bureaucrats, who commonly constitute the executive, who is more qualified to take the decisions. Of course, that power should have the maximum rights, should have the you know good authority. And I think I feel like a judicial the Supreme Court and the high courts are more qualified to give decisions than the legislature and executive we are having right now in India. So I
See,
think it's good that they are interfering.
Shivans, just one silly point over there. See, what are the measures of the being qualified over here? What are the measures that we are comparing that the parliament, the parliamentarians and the judges? Then
Yes,
there is no.
Aditya, I would
Then there is
explain.
again
I would
just
explain.
last statement. Then there will
Okay.
be no value of people in our democracy now. Then
Right,
there
right,
is
right.
no value,
So,
no respect.
yeah, so my point is about explaining who is qualified to take a decision. I would explain who is not qualified to take a decision. And I believe that just getting elected by the people is not a good mark of, it's not a good, I would say, threshold of being qualified. I think defining qualification to take decisions, to make laws, and to execute them is more than just getting elected by the people. And we are seeing the election procedures of the country too. So I think, in saving this so-called spirit of the democracy, we are going the wrong way since 70 years, or since the years we have not seen the judicial activism. And I think it's much needed to get back to the track. I mean, I just do not have that trust on this executive and legislative. That's for true, because of the silly election procedure of India, right? Not on paper, but in practical, what the procedure follows.
Right, Shivans. I think it's time to move towards progressive democracy.
May I add one point?
Sure, Prerna.
Yeah, as you all are talking about democracy, so एक concept है that is citizen charter. Every ministry and department they has to issue a document called citizen charter, जहाँ पर जो citizens हैं उन्हें पता चले कि what are the provisions, अगर कोई scheme है तो उसमें क्या क्या उन्हें benefits मिलने वाले हैं. And today we have the concept of e-governance. So we need to understand कि people are not aware, अभी digitalization के दौर में there are many from rural background who don't know how the government function. So I think judges, they are more qualified to understand that issue, and they make people aware also. And the next thing is like कि अभी जैसे हम बात करें ordinance की, how the current government is, arbitrarily they are just using the ordinance system. And the second is like sedition के cases हुए बहुत सारे. अभी जो present government ने बहुत सारे charges लगाए sedition के, and they are, I don't think कि किसी भी base पर थे. तो उसको चेक करने के लिए we need something practical, कोई legal mechanism होना चाहिए, and that will be done only by judiciary. That I think.
See, one more counterpoint. See, that can you repeat just last one, just last one, just I'm forgetting that. See, talking about the Sedition Acts, there is due process of law. One can approach to the court. One will be defendant. The government will be defendant, and that government will deploy a legal person out there in the court, and the person on whom the Sedition Act has been deployed. And again, he will have a legal persecutor as there. So what is the need of judicial review at there? What is the need of judicial activism at there? There is due process of law. One will approach to the court. Again, the government's person will also approach to the court. One will have that same whatever we can say, that legal process will be there, or the procedure will be there. That can also be solved by that process as well.
अगर see, if this is possible, then why there is manifestation of PIL? That is the question. अगर ये possible होता तो हमारे यहाँ ये concept क्यों आता? If people themselves are very.
Yes, Penna, that's the invention of Indian judiciary, not of the parliament. Again, that's the invention of judiciary. And again, on the other hand, 0 hour, that is a very best suitable example of Indian parliamentary invention. So my point is that's an invention of judiciary, and judiciary should think about that. Here we are, if we are defending or we are having more faith in judiciary, executive and legislature, then we can't say something on that. So that's my point.
Sorry, Aditya, your last point I could not understand. Can you repeat it?
See, my point is that if you are talking about that why PIL came over here, so yes, PIL is a product or an invention of Indian judiciary, not of Indian parliament or Indian executive. So executive can't justify it, parliament can't justify it. What will justify that? That's judiciary can justify that. Why PIL? Many times it happens that people, for just a silly mistakes or a silly points, they reach court, and many times contempt of court, Prashant Bhushan case, and lot of cases are there. that they can't decide the important ones. There are lots of cases which are pending, but again they are
But
working on
there are,
PIL.
yeah, Aditya, but there are certain positive cases also. Like you can take example, suppose we have two kind of liberties, positive and negative. तो अगर हमारी जो नेगेटिव लिबर्टी है उसे इंश्योर करने के लिए समवन हैज टू बी देयर कि वो इंश्योर करे कि स्टेट हमें पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी दे रही है. फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव आर्टिकल 21 दैट गिव्स अस राइट टू लाइफ. इफ देयर इज नो you have means of livelihood, proper good environment is not there, तो कैसे होगा? मतलब on the part of executive and legislature, how it can be done?
Okay, see, Prerna, for that, Constitution has established the independent judiciary. Judiciary has right. Judiciary has power of judicial review. Judiciary can, by exercising his power, can can just means amend the law, arbitrary law of the executive. But here we are talking about judicial activism. If we, as Shivant has said, why means Shivant has said that we are showing more faith on the executive and legislature. Yes, in democracy we have faith on executive and legislature.
सौरभ, एक्चुअली मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एक्टिविज्म एंड ओवर रीच में डिफरेंस है. लाइक आई जस्ट वांट टू कोट एन एग्जांपल कि इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने जो दिया कि ऑल द ब्यूरोक्रेट्स दे नीड टू सेंड देयर चिल्ड्रन स्पेशली टू गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स. So that can be seen as an overreach. But if judiciary is proactively doing something for the welfare of people, so what's wrong in that? I can't understand. And if there are any political nexus, they vary from people to people. You can't question the legitimacy of the whole authority.
Okay, see, judicial activism is in itself is a good term, but now these days we are seeing judicial activism is turning into judicial adventurism, which should not be there.
Okay, Saurabh, I got.
Saurabh, I think you said to me, you referred me, that you have more faith in. You always say like in our democracy we have more faith in legislative and executive. But why don't we talk particularly about India? Let's not take this ideal democracy thing on papers and in the ideas of the West, but let's take it practically. And also we see that Supreme Court is not infallible but supreme. So obviously everyone has more faith in the Supreme Court and the high courts and not the legislative. All the decisions are accepted by the government. Nobody is going to sit in front of the Supreme Court to protest against the decision. But everybody is going to sit again in front of the Vidhan Sabha or the Lok Sabha to protest against the decisions, the laws that are made. So how can you say that you have immense faith in legislative and executive? Executive and legislative make laws which are not good for you, and you have to go and protest. They are against your rights. But whenever Supreme Court passes a decision, it's supreme, and you have immense faith in it. So how are you just making this statement because it's a statement which is very famous that in democracy we believe legislative and executive are the supreme things? But actually, I think practically it's not the case.
One point, one reason.
No, but Shivant.
Okay, go ahead, Saurabh.
Okay, see, Shivant, we in judiciary we see they are firstly not elected. They have certain qualification, and on basis of which they are means nominated. They are nominated by the judiciary itself. There is a collegium which nominates the judges into the Supreme Court. But what if that judges would behave despotic? We have no any process. We have though we have on paper we have a process of impeachment, that through impeachment we can just remove the judges. But in practical, that impeachment is process is not effective. So I'm expressing my concern over here.
क्या कोई जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म सिर्फ एक जज शो कर सकता है, या कोई एक ही जज कोई एक स्टेटमेंट या एक कोई डेफिनेशन दे सकता है? लाइक इट्स ऑलवेज अ ग्रुप ऑफ जजेस हु आर डूइंग सो just to ensure this.
No, but yes, Shivant, see, Chief Justice is the master of roster. So if Chief Justice would behave partisanally, then he can appoint a judge, a particular judge to most of the cases of PIL. So it is a possibility.
Okay, anyways, any other questions by all the participants who are silent from so long, like Gaurav,
शिवांश भाई,
Ravindra, Suryansh.
शिवांश भाई, क्या ये
हाँ.
आंसर नहीं हो सकता है कि जुडिशरी के ऊपर हम लोग को हमेशा भरोसा रहता है? तो उसका रीजन ये है कि जुडिशरी के बाद और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं हम लोग के पास, क्योंकि सबसे ऊपर वही है। जैसे कि अगर जुडिशरी अगर हम लोग के पक्ष में अगर नहीं भी रहेगा तो फिर उसके बाद हम लोग कहाँ जाएंगे?
See, just one point to just add upon Suryan's point. There are a lot of cases where again Supreme Court was wrong. Yes, really wrong. And afterwards, Supreme Court has corrected itself. There are a lot of cases. I couldn't recall it as of now, but lot of cases are there. So what about that? Is that positive side of that judicial review activism and all that?
और अभी रिसेंटली एक क्वेश्चन आया था कि इस जुडिशरी इनक्रोचिंग द राइट्स ऑफ पीपल। हमको लगता है कि यस, जुडिशरी इज इनक्रोचिंग द राइट ऑफ पीपल, क्योंकि सबसे बड़ा फंडामेंटल राइट है कि राइट ऑफ लाइफ, या आपको जीने का अधिकार है। तो चलिए अभी सबसे रिसेंट एग्जांपल को देखते हैं। सबके मुंह पे, सब लोग न्यूज में भी मतलब बड़ा एकदम मतलब ट्रेंडिंग ऑन टॉप है। लखीमपुर खेरी 4 लाशें गिरती, अरे सॉरी 4+4, 4 तथाकथित किसानों की और 4 बीजेपी कार्यकर्ताओं की। अगर हम सही है इसमें तो ठीक है, तो अगर 8 लाशें गिरती है तो इसका जिम्मेदार कौन है? क्योंकि अच्छा अगर देखते हैं कि लगभग 1 साल मतलब होने को हो रहा है, ये आंदोलन चल रहा है, तो चलिए अगर आंदोलन चल रहा है, वो आंदोलन सही है कि नहीं सही है वो तो एक दूसरा टॉपिक है। लेकिन आप 1 साल से अगर रोड ब्लॉक करके रखे हैं तो वहां के आम जनता का, जो वहां के लोकल है, वहां का क्या होगा? वहां के फंडामेंटल राइट्स कहाँ गए? और अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट को सुओ मोटो इस केस में अगर जैसे कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट इस लखीमपुर खेरी कांड में मतलब आया और स्वतः संज्ञान लिया, ठीक है, क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट सरकार को ही नहीं बोल सकता था कि सरकार को एक बार मतलब रिमांड पे लेकर के कि आप 5 महीने के अंदर अंदर इसका मतलब समाधान निकालिए? लेकिन ये ना तो आप किसानों को बोल रहे हैं, ना आप इसको बोल रहे हैं। ये आप ऐसे नहीं हो रहा है कि मतलब पैसा फेंक तमाशा देख वाला हो गया है कि मतलब आप बस बैठ के देखना चाह रहे हैं कि इसमें हो क्या रहा है। तो ये हर जगह ये होता रहता है।
Suryansh, I want to correct to you.
Suryansh.
The case of this law is not implemented, and it is on the table of Supreme Court. So why they are protesting in the road?
हाँ,